Hello everyone and welcome to our first Bellahouston Academy Virtual Assembly of 2021. We'll be using these virtual assemblies over the next few weeks to make you aware of any important matters related to things that are going on at school at the moment, and also to make sure that you stay in touch and feel connected to Bella over the next few weeks. We're hoping that we'll be able to be back together on February the 1st. I hope that things are going well for you at the moment in regards to your remote learning. I'm sorry that some of us have been experiencing difficulties with Microsoft Teams over the last few days, and I know that there's other young people in Glasgow and indeed across Scotland who've been having similar difficulties, and hope that in time that's able to be fixed so that we can engage as well as possible on that particular platform or any of the other ones that your teachers are using. There's lots of information about our remote learning offer on the school website, including information about who your parents can get in touch with if you're having any issues with remote learning while you're not able to be here, and you would just need to look under the COVID update heading on the front page of the school website. There's a few things that I mentioned in the most recent letter that I sent to your parents about remote learning that I just want to take a moment to remind you of just now. The first of those things is that we'd suggested it would be best, if you could, to follow your school timetable while you're not able to be in school. That's because it will give your day a bit of structure, and it'll make sure that you concentrate on and address each of your subjects at least to some extent across a school week. It'll also make sure that you're less likely to have to work late into the evening, as I know some of you are doing at the moment, because I'd like to remind you that a good balance of work and rest is really important for your health. Some teachers have been in touch with me over the last few days to say how proud they are of the level of engagement they've had from pupils, pupils getting on well with the work that's been provided for them. For instance, Miss Edie in Modern Languages is very pleased that her S1 French lessons and S3 Spanish classes, the pupils in those sections have been very conscientious so far, and lots of pupils logging on regularly. She's made particular mention of our S2 Spanish class 2-2, who had full attendance at a live lesson last week, which is fantastic. And Miss Albrassen's S3, S4, S5 and S6 French classes as well have all engaged fully in the live lessons and the homework that's been set for them, and she's so grateful to you all and describes the pupils in those classes as a credit to yourselves and Bella. What a lovely thing to hear. Later this week we'll record two separate virtual assemblies, one for S1 to S3 and one for S4 to S6, to look in a wee bit more detail at some of the issues most important to those year groups at the moment. For instance, for pupils in S2, we'll be making you aware of how and when we'll begin the process of selecting your options for S3, because we would normally be starting to look at that at this stage if you were able to be in school. We'll tell you how we'll support you through that process and give you a timeline so you know when you'd be expected to make final decisions, so that you and your parents are happy that the choices you eventually make are suited to your strengths, to your aspirations and to your interests as well. For our senior phase pupils, this is the time of year when you would normally be making college applications if that's the route that you intend to follow next session, i.e. in August 2021. In that regard, I have a message to pass on to you just now if you are thinking of a college application from Miss Baba, and I'd like to read that to you at the moment, and that's to say that college applications are now open, and applications, remember, are on a first come, first served basis, so please don't delay in applying. All senior pupils should join the Bella DYW Twitter to get up-to-date information with regards to this. And any pupil looking for support should email Miss Baber, Tamla Feeney or Nosheen Butt, who are the school careers advisors. Contact details can be found on the Bellahouston Academy webpage under DYW. I'm sure most senior pupils are aware that we've had to cancel our first formal assessment period, which was scheduled to start next week, and unfortunately we won't be back at school by that stage. I realise that that might mean that you are feeling slightly worried or slightly tense about what's to come, because you feel that you might not necessarily be in control of that. What I would advise you to do in a situation like that is to concentrate on the things that you are in control of. And particularly at the moment, by that I mean by getting on with the work that's been set for you by your teachers on the various online platforms that they're using, to make sure that when you come back to school you've covered everything that your teachers would expect. I just want to reassure you as well that when you do come back, we'll be waiting to support you through any pressures that you might feel you're facing then in regards to your SQASS subjects, but also in a wider sense too. I'd sign off now by wishing you well over the next few days, and I hope that you and your family stay safe and healthy. I'll be in touch later in the week and hopefully have more news to share with you then. I hope that we continue in the meantime to see so many of you engaging with the remote learning that you can find on one of the various platforms being used by the different faculties and departments in the school. Thank you.